Hey guys, so a lot of my readers tell me they want to find the one. And just recently I got a email from a lovely person who said this. She says, I want to meet a love partner, but it just doesn't seem to come my way. Mind you, I'm not desperate, but I have a lot of capacity for love. I don't know where to direct it except to my family. I would love to have a baby, but that's apparently not coming my way either. I'm not pushing. Still, time passes and biological chances of get pregnant diminish. I guess there's no other way than to accept this as it is. And she asked me, what's my view on this? I have a few suggestions for this person, which may sound a little bit contradictory at the beginning at first glance, but hear me out, okay? Now, first of all, I want to tell you that I believe the purpose of relationship is always to help us grow, to help both people involved to grow and evolve as human beings on their soul's journey. You may say the purpose of relationship is also to help with procreation, to help us as a species to continue survival, to continue and survive on this planet. But you don't really need relationship for that, right? Procreation, anybody can do it. Relationship, not everybody is up for it. And really, on a soul level, the purpose for having a relationship is always for us to discover more inside of ourselves, to discover it, to have that person as your mirror in order for us to learn from each other's strengths and weaknesses, for us to learn compassion and love and self-esteem. And sometimes that learning happens through the dissolution of a relationship, through breakups. For a lot of people, breakups are huge growth points. And for a lot of people in stable long-term relationships, that helped both people grow as well. So that's point number one. I want to make clear that is the purpose of relationship. It's fundamentally to serve your growth. Now, secondly, there are periods of your life when that purpose of growth is just not best served through relationships. A few years ago, I was going through a period of internal transformation, and it's a very intense period of internal change and awakening. For 3-4 years, I basically did not date at all. Now, fundamentally, on a very deep level, I knew I wanted a relationship. At the time, I knew I wanted to find the one. But at some level, I also knew that was not a good time for that. Why? Because it's essentially like, when you're a teenager, you're growing so fast that every year you grow out of your clothes. And every new school semester comes along, you have to buy a new set of clothes because the old ones, they're too small. It's the same idea. For a relationship to last, the two persons involved have to relatively match each other's levels, energetically, right? They have to be at sort of a similar place on their journey. But if you are growing so fast, if you're evolving so fast, you're essentially, most of the relationship are not going to be a stable one for you, because the bottom line is you will be growing out of them too quickly. If that's the period of time you're going through, then your focus is ideally should be on yourself. Relationships are just not conductive for your growth at that point. So it's just an example, and I want to let you know that your life is designed optimally to serve your growth. So if there are periods of time that you feel like, okay, nothing is happening in your romantic life, no matter what you do, it's happening for a very good reason. When I was that 3-4 years when I didn't date anybody, at the back of my mind, I sometimes thought, okay, maybe I should put in some more effort and put myself out there. and do something. But on the other hand, on the deeper level, I knew, this was not a good time for this. And I would just be, mostly wasting my time with trying to work on finding relationships. So that's the second thing I want to tell you is there is a optimal timing for everything. And if you are really trying hard to put yourself out there and nothing is happening, know that it's for a very good reason. And have a conversation with yourself and ask your soul what the reason is, and you will get the answer. So that's the second thing I want to tell you. And the third thing I want to tell you is any desire you have is there for a reason. So this is the part that may sound a little contradictory, okay? Any desire you have is there for a very good reason, because your desire, any desire that exists in your, provided that's really your true desire that emerges from the bottom of your heart. If it is there, then it's already implied that the desired outcome is already built into the design of your life. So in other words, if you truly desire something, you are already destined to have it, provided that it's really an authentic desire. Because the purpose of desire is essentially, it's there to prompt you to take action, so that when you take action towards the direction of your desire, the universe can make things happen, so together you can bring about that outcome in the reality that you are living in. Because although the implied outcome is already there, because of the perception of time and space that we have in this world, you have to take some action in order to merge the gap between where you are now and the state where your desired outcome is already realized. So it's really your desire is there to prompt you to take action. So if you take action inspired by your true desire, then rest assured that it will bring you closer to your desired outcome. And your desired outcome is already there. It's just a matter of time for it to show up in your perceived reality. That being said, a lot of people really don't know what we want, because we have so much noise in our head. We have all these junk that we inherited from the collective consciousness that we take on as our own, that a lot of us are very confused about what we really want. Now, a lot of people will say, okay, I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to, have a stable relationship. But really, they want that is because whenever they have a family reunion or something, everybody else, their brothers and sisters, they're already married, and their parents they're babbling in their ears about, oh, how come you're still single? The implied meaning is that you're such a failure. All that noise going on in people's head, making them believe that, a stable relationship or getting married or having kids is something that they really want, because essentially, if they don't do that, they will be a failure. So a lot of times people say they want something. It's not really an inspired desire. It's really because essentially the herd mentality, because we all want to follow the crowd. So that means you want to really ask yourself, what exactly do I really want? Is this something, having a long-term partner and having kids, is this something I really, really want for its own sake? So if your answer is yes, ask yourself, am I taking enough action to actually make that desired, to make that desired outcome happen? If you're not taking enough action, why? Because if you say you want to meet the love partner, there are a lot of actions you can take, right? You can go on dates every day, you can put yourself out there, go to social events, and go on, online dating sites and put up your profiles on Match.com or Tinder or whatever. Ask your friends and families to introduce you to single people that they know. All sorts of actions that you can take. And if you really want a baby and you don't have a partner in your life, you can make that happen without a partner also, provided that's really what you want. So you've got to ask yourself, if this is truly my heart's desire. On the other hand, I'm not taking action. Then you've got to ask yourself, why? Right? So sometimes you're not taking action. As the example I gave to you before, for a long period of time I didn't date at all. Is that because I'm not taking action? Is that because this is just not the right timing for this? And I'm not taking action because that is actually inspired in action, because I knew like no action right now is just the optimal thing to do? Or is it because I'm not taking action because I'm afraid of the outcome if I take action? Or I'm afraid of the lack of any outcome if I take action? So again, these are things that you need to have a conversation with yourself and with your soul to get clarity on. And again, the bottom line is, if this is something that you truly desire, then rest assured that it's already there. All you need to do to figure out is whether this is the right time, whether I should be taking more action and I'm not, and why is that? Okay, that's it for today. See you next time.